Welcome all you +2 comedy modifiers back to the stream. Welcome back to Solving the Witness, an annotated Let's Play where we try to discover the true meaning behind the witness. I am currently at 241 panels solved plus 44, and I'm still suffering with this problem. I forget how to do this panel, and I need to solve it in a different way so I can go this way. And possibly this way. I don't know what I'll see over there, but there's probably a reason to do it, so that's what we're doing. Alright, let's see if I can remember how to do this. So, just as a quick, oops, that's wrong, reminder, I have to make the shape here, that orange shape, I have to make it with the line, with it inside of it. So that's rule number 1 with this. Rule number 2 is suns need to be in pairs. So I have to separate them all into pairs, like the 2 inside the shape would be fine, but the others, they're not in pairs, so it would be bad. So this will tell me, like, you're wrong. On top of that, I want to end forward. That is the goal for the day. The other thing, before I even do that, last time we were here, we saw this moving cloud that I meant to, like, double check this. Ooh, that's interesting. That kind of looks like a tree right there. Now I'm just seriously just looking at clouds and be like, that one looked like a butterfly, but this one specifically looks like a tree, or perhaps a mushroom, or perhaps a mushroom cloud. Mushroom cloud, it's like a pun. Okay.
Editor Noah here to talk to you a little bit about that cloud that for some reason is not in the freeze frame. I don't know what I was thinking. But it does look like a mushroom cloud, and a mushroom cloud, of course, is the result of an atomic bomb, which then blows up like that. That was a great motion. It's basically the most destructive thing on Earth, and I think it's pretty interesting that the other thing it looks like is the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life, especially the way it looks in that cloud, reminds me of the Tree of Life from Norse mythology, which was the tree that connected the 9 realms. The Tree of Life is also a name that they give the Tree of Knowledge, to go back to the whole idea of the apple in the Garden of Eden. But I kind of like the idea of the representation of different trees and different folklore and religion and mythologies being represented here. Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, and now Norse mythology. There's also one in Celtic myth and lore that also represents wisdom. So that's just a little bit of information about the Tree of Life. I think it's probably a cloud.
Last stream, or actually 2 streams ago, we saw a cloud moving, and we talked about how the sky doesn't move, that the sky is somewhat artificial. So I just wanted to here it is. I think it's this guy right here. There is a moving cloud when you first log in.
So here I am again talking about this moving cloud that I said I would not talk about again, but here I am talking about it. I believe it's for a environmental, which is a thing I will say repeatedly in the upcoming episodes. So even though I say I never talk about it again, I'm going to talk about it again. But there's a few things in this still that I want to talk about. One, the illusion of the fire starter is again visible from this perspective. It's not as crisp and as clean, but it is visible, and you can kind of make out what's going on there, that somebody is starting a fire and burning down that treehouse. Also, if I had moved the correct way, the mountain kind of looks like a volcano, because it looks like the cloud is smoke pouring out of it. And since the top of the volcano, or the top of the mountain, is kind of flat, you could believe that that is kind of like an opening, and that this is a volcano. The idea of that being a volcano is something I kind of like. The idea that all of the hardest puzzles and panels are inside of it, but it did spew out some across the island. I just like that metaphor a bit. And this is probably nothing, but look at that E. The tree makes an E. It's probably nothing, but look, E. I'm just going to point out when things are letters. That's what I do here.
It's very interesting. Actually, it looks almost like this is an environmental puzzle that's about to form. I don't think I'm in the right spot for it. Interesting. Alright, so we'll have to pay attention to that next time. As always, chat is up. I'm going to try to solve this one. I went over the rules. And I want to say something that I haven't expressed yet. There's one little thing that I don't think I've gone over yet. And that's the fact that I decided to play this on the PlayStation. Which seems like a very strange choice. But, no, not quite. The reason I did that, I did it on purpose for two main reasons. One, I already owned it on PlayStation, so why not do it on PlayStation? Two is I felt like most people who investigate this game play it on PC because it's the easiest way to like go through the files and stuff. So I wanted to do something a little bit different, and I thought that this would be the best way to, make it a different experience. So here we are with a new experience. So maybe like this. No, because then I capture too many. Just straight up like this. But no, then I'm not separating it enough. There's a weird thing I'm trying here. Yeah, then I can't seal it is the problem. Well, I don't need to seal it if I do it a little bit lower. But then I'm actually not incorporating the shape. Yeah, that's a problem. I could do... Wait, that's not the way I want to do this, though. I could do it like this, perhaps. That's why I keep doing the same thing. Oh, no, this is... No, it's not good, because I can't... Put it on its side like this. Now let's move it one notch back, actually. Let's do it like this. Boom. No, I can't do it that way. What if I do it like that? No. What if... Because it's 3 across, so I can make this the 3. Like this, and then it's 4 up, so that's not going to work. And then if I do it like this, that's not going to work. Unless that's the top. And I come back up like this. Or, no, I'd have to do this. Come up. Kind of do that. Oh my god, that worked. Alright. What is over here? Standing on this rooftop. This is... Oh, wait a minute. Looks like... Is this a pathway? Yeah, this is a pathway, so I can kind of come down here. Wow, I like how makeshift this looks. And, like, it doesn't even look like there's nails. It looks like there's just boards on top of the trees. Which, like, it's only there to tell you that it's walkable. Because, like, in reality, I bet that's about as safe as just doing it without the boards. Ooh. And this appears to have just been broken. Interesting. I'm trying to see if there's any, like, perspective things here. This seems odd that there's no reason to come here. Because, well, it's missing that board, which is interesting. Anything out this particular window? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I want to link. Oh, this is interesting. Maybe it's not from this perspective, but like, this is clearly an environmental right here that ends here. And this is clearly the starting point because it's doing this when I touch it. But I don't think I can... I gotta be able to see all of it. Is there another spot where I can... See, now I'm immediately too high. Oh wow, it doesn't even look like a ball from here. That's cool. So the act of actually coming down here makes all these kind of come together. Oh wait, I bet I gotta turn this. Okay. So at least I have a reason why being here is good. Okay, so then I'm gonna run all the way back this way. And then I'm gonna turn this so that it goes that way. So I'm gonna do the opposite of what this currently says. Sorry. Separated all the suns into pairs. I can run into this tree. Ooh, tree. Then we're going to come back around. Bring it around town. That's a cool environmental puzzle. That was really cool. It took a lot of work to get it like that.
So this whole area I find very interesting because it's so slapdash. Like the rest of the treehouse is very well constructed. This appears that the boards are kind of like heavily attached to this tree to gain access to this area. I bring this up for two reasons. One, in the previous video, if you have not watched it, check that out. We talk about what appears to be a box that's there just to hold boards. And now we see a bunch of boards laid out to make a makeshift path. So there's kind of this continuity created by this, that the boards were kept in that like area, and then whoever added them, the helper character perhaps, nailed them in and had to run back and forth across these paths to collect boards and create this path for you. But the only thing really there to see is an environmental puzzle. Like, that area is not important in any other way. So I don't see a reason why the helper character that I've invented here, or anybody at that point, because it could have been anyone, would want to be where you end up, why they would create that path, if the only reason to be there is to get an environmental puzzle, which would then imply that someone is now helping you solve an environmental puzzle. Before, we had kind of this thesis that someone is helping you solve these puzzles by cutting down the trees so the shadow works and things like that. Now, we have evidence of someone helping you find an environmental puzzle, which means that the other people on the island are aware of them. Because the only way to get that is through the assistance of whoever built this path. Something interesting to think about here. Unless there's something I'm missing about that location, if there's another reason to be there. It could also, because Treehouse is very like kids, you know? Like it makes you think of when you're like 12 and you have like your secret spot, which is something I'll talk about in the next Solving the Witness. Subscribe so you get a notification when that one goes live. So it could just be something as simple as like, this is my space that I created and it's like kind of secret, so I like it. But I think there might be something to the idea that someone else on the island is aware of the environmental puzzles. And they want you, personally, the player character, to find them. other just small thing, and because I kind of got to see it, there's another E. Do you see it in the tree? There's like an E or like an arrow. This game has a bunch of perspective puzzles. I have to point out any possible one that shows up. That's my job here. E or arrow or nothing. What do you think?
All right, so now we have to figure out a way to make it go up, which I think means...
This is a very special pop-up. This is a struggle bus warning. I spend way too much time on this panel just fighting with it, trying to get it right. I include everything in here just in case you see something that I missed when editing or when playing. But I will say I spend a lot of time on this panel. So if you are frustrated by this, go to the timestamp now available on your screen, and that'll skip over all the frustration failure and skip right to the point where I finally figure it out. Or watch the whole thing. It's up to you.
So I need to end here so I can get the puzzle over there. I think it means maybe even doing something silly like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. No, that doesn't work out. Alright, so maybe it has to be... It's 3 across, so maybe it has to be like this. Okay, that's good. That's good. Now, this is the same thing I try every time. It just continues to be very wrong. And if I try to go up one more, it's not going to work. Because I have to, yeah, I can't complete it. Alright, so, and I can't, like, if I try to turn it sideways like this, I'm always going to capture too many. Because I already have 3, and that's no good. So it can't be on its side unless it's on its side and like these are the 3 bottom pieces. So it would have to be like it's impossible to do. It's like it would have to be these 3. It would have to be like this, which like I can't ever properly seal that off, and I can't move it down 1 because then it won't capture the piece I need to capture. If I move it up 1 or down 1, that's a problem too because I'll capture too many suns. So maybe let's try to look at it as if it was completely upside down. Maybe something like this. I'm still capturing too many. But I like the thought process here. So that's like that. That's no good. Unless the idea is like, ooh, because I'm in the middle, it doesn't quite work the way I want. I'd have to try to do this basically. But once I've done it, yeah, it doesn't work either. And I keep trying this, and it continues to be wrong, but I refuse to believe it. So what if something like this? No, it's capturing so many things. No. No. Oh, I want to get a piece of paper and just move and cut this shape out and just like move it around. Does it work here? Does it work here? How about here? Does it, how about here? If I do this. God, I really want this to be the answer, but it's so not. And if I try to do it the other way, I immediately get tripped. Maybe if I come up this way. I can do this. That seals off a bunch of stuff, and it's too long, and there's so many problems. I can do this though. God, I just keep making this shape. All right, we got to turn it sideways. Let's look at it as being sideways, or possibly even upside down, like this. That's too many. I guess I could. Like, that's the shape. But let's do this the other way. Let's do this exact thing but backwards. Like this. So technically I've made the shape and I can continue. The problem is nothing is correctly sorted. And if I drop my phone on the ground, if I move it up one, it's still wrong. Yeah, if I move it up one, it's still wrong. If I move it over one, it's still wrong. All right, so it's got to be sideways. It's got to be sideways. If you're just joining me, I need to make this shape within the line. I also have to separate the sun into pairs, and I have to end here. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not doing it very well, though. So it's got to be something like maybe that. No. Alright, let's set it up lower, so it's kind of like this. See, I don't want it to have to come back. So it has to be more like that. But now I didn't capture the shape. Let's come up one more maybe. Capture it like this. But now I have 3. It's no good if there's 3 in there. So maybe if I, wait, I think I might have something here. And then I come down. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, see, that's... That's it. That's the shape. But I need to figure out how to do that without having to cross this line like this. So what if I... Again, that's right. I think... This is right, but I gotta not think about it the way I'm currently thinking about it. This is it, like, and I just go off and finish it, but it's so close. Well, this isn't good either. Because this does it. This satisfies everything, but there's not a good way to do it unless there's a way I can make it like maybe like this. That's it. But I got to do it backwards to what I just did. I got to do it in like that. This, no. I'm so, like, I know I'm right on the edge of this. Stupid U piece. What if I... I'm going to try something very silly. I'm going to just kind of look at it from here and then do it. Like how would I, if I start from here, how would I do it? Because that's the end goal. Capture too many. So I have to like shoobada 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 shoobada. And then I'm stuck inside. I just do it. Almost. So if I did this backwards, it just doesn't work. It just don't work. And maybe it's something like weird in the middle, like, now I'm just really grasping here, but like, it's open still and I'm not making the shape, but see, that's 3. I'm catching, or I have 4 in there. And there's no way for me to separate it. Down. Sure. All right. So that makes sense, like to see it like that again. Maybe think of this as like the end of the U, right? So I see this as like the end of the U. I'm starting here. Those are separated. Those are separated. Oh my god, am I just dumb? Those are separated and I come around. Oh my god, maybe I'm dumb. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. All this just for this puzzle here. Triangles mean you touch it twice. Is that the only solution out of curiosity? I think it is. There's not a... Yeah. Cool. Triangles are done. All right. So I've done everything except... Oh yeah, I could also do this for fun. Make this go straight. And then that'll... I'll turn it this way. Now, unfortunately, the next part of this is on the other side of this, which I have to walk around to get to. This is interesting. Kind of, you see like this weird symmetry here? So you kind of like, maybe think it was like maybe an alien head or something. Look like anything from the other side? No, just interesting tree formation. Just looking at stuff now. Alright, so I need to go over there if I want to actually open this area, which I'd like to do eventually. So I think it's time to get back to the boat.
And that's going to do it for another episode of Solving the Witness. Thank you so much for joining me once again, and thank you so much for everyone that leaves comments below. I read absolutely all of them and incorporate them in the next video when I'm thinking these things through. Here are your takeaways if you want to discuss any of the following topics. One is the cloud. Do you believe it is a mushroom cloud? Do you believe it is the tree of life and the symbolism of the tree of life? 2 is the weird E I keep seeing. I keep thinking I see an E in the trees. It's probably nothing, but I don't know. It bothers me. So do you think that there's stuff in the trees that spell things? Maybe you saw some letters that I didn't. Or maybe you can just tell me I'm dumb. It's up to you. You're faceless. And you got a keyboard. You can say anything you want. 3 is the saboteur helper idea, that there are 2 people kind of in conflict that are helping you, and that helping person created this path to allow you to get that environmental puzzle. And what are the implications of the people on the island being aware of these puzzles and thus wanting you to solve these? What could that possibly mean? And that's going to do it. So thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to Plus 2 Comedy Gaming. You can also join me on Wednesdays over on Plus 2 Comedy on Twitch when I stream these live. And you can join me next time we try to solve... I hurt my throat on that one. The Witness.